Good morning, everyone. The next topic is developmental dimensions of learning. Nilalaman po ng PowerPoint na ito ang mga sumusunod: 5 dimensions of learning, how children learn, how adults learn, and situated learning. So ito na po yung 5 dimensions of learning. So ito yung 5 aspeto. Number 1, developing positive attitudes and perceptions about learning. Number 2, acquiring and integrating knowledge. Number 3, extending and refining knowledge. Number 4, using knowledge meaningfully in real-life situations. And number 5, developing productive habits of mind, critical and creative thinking. So isa-isahin po natin sila. Pag sinabi po nating positive attitudes, developing positive attitudes and perceptions about learning. Dito po, students learn best when they feel safe, motivated, and respected. So si teacher should create a supportive classroom environment. Kasi dito nga nila mararamdaman na sila po ay safe, na sila po ay ginagalang, at sila ay motivated na matuto. Kaya positive na attitude po ang makikita. So dito po nabubuo ang trust ng bata. Kaya si teacher ay kailangan gumamit ng mga encouraging feedbacks para sa mga estudyante. Number 2, acquiring integrating knowledge. Learning begins when students take in new information. Learners connect new knowledge to what they already know. So ibig sabihin, yung kanilang mga past knowledges or experiences ay malaki ang kontribusyon sa kanilang pagkatuto. And the strategies that the teacher could use in this in the classroom. So the teacher could use advanced organizers or charts, outlines, relate lessons to real-life experiences, and teach students how to summarize and organize ideas. So again, malaki po ang kahalagahan ng experience dito sa number 2. Next, number 3, extending and refining knowledge. Learners go beyond memorization and develop deeper understanding. So hindi lamang po mababaw na pag-iisip o pagme-memorize lang. Kung hindi, ang mga bata po ay mas na-develop na ang kanilang mas malalim na pangunawa. They learn to analyze, to compare, to classify, and evaluate ideas. Yung mga strategies na pwedeng gamitin ng teacher dito ay encourage questioning and critical thinking, use problem solving and debates inside the classroom, and teach students to see relationships and patterns. So that is for number 3, extending and refining knowledge. Next, number 4, using knowledge meaningfully in real-life situations. So dito po, students apply what they have learned to real-life tasks. This develops higher-order thinking skills. Example, problem solving, solving real problems, designing a project, writing essays or creating presentations. And learning becomes purposeful when students see its value in daily life. So mas natututo po ang mga bata kapag ito po ay nire-relate sa kanilang totoong real-life situations, sa totoong buhay. So again, solving real problems, designing a project, writing essays or creating presentations. Next, number 5, developing productive habits of mind. Learners develop thinking habits that support lifelong learning. And these habits include, number 1, critical thinking. So, analyzing evidences, checking facts. Number 2, creative thinking. Finding new solutions, no? Dito sa creative thinking. At dagdag po natin yung self-regulation, setting goals and reflecting on progress. So dito sa number 5, yung developing productive habits of mind, teachers should encourage perseverance, responsibility, and openness to new ideas. So sa part po na ito, sa 5 dimensions of learning, muli po nating i-summarize, para sa mga students. In dimension number 1, be motivated and ready to learn. Ito yung developing positive attitudes and perceptions about learning. Sa dimension number 2, acquiring integrating knowledge. You have to connect new knowledge to what you already know. Number 3, extending and refining knowledge. Go deeper, analyze and evaluate ideas. Number 4, using knowledge meaningfully in real-life situations. Apply learning to real-life situations. And number 5, dimension number 5, developing productive habits of mind. Develop lifelong thinking habits. Next, how children learn. Children learn through playing, exploration, and interaction with their environment. So, mas natututo sila, ang mga bata, ang mga estudyante sa pamamagitan ng paglalaro, karanasan, at pakipag-ugnayan sa kanilang kapaligiran. They learn more effectively when lessons include visual, sounds, and activities. Of course, mas malaki ang posibilidad na matututo ang mga bata kapag sila'y may nakikita o naririnig at ginagawa. Curiosity and active participation are important for children's learning. And yun nga po, napakahalaga ng engagement, para sila ay matuto. So, tayo ay natututo kapag atin itong ginagawa. So, learning by doing, di ba? Next, how adults learn. Adults learn best when they see the relevance of lessons to their personal or professional lives. So, mas gusto nila ng praktikal at makabuluhan at may kaugnayan sa kanilang trabaho o pang-araw-araw na sitwasyon. So, adults are usually self-directed learners and build on prior knowledge and experiences. So, again, kinokonekta muli sa kanilang mga karanasan o eksperyensya sa buhay. Number 4, situated learning. Ang pagkatuto ay mas epektibo kapag nakaangkla ito sa tunay na konteksto o sitwasyon. Halimbawa, mas natututo ang estudyante sa pamamagitan ng aktual na pagsasanay kaysa sa teorya lamang. Halimbawa, sa musika, mas natututo ang bata kapag ito ay kanyang susubukang gawin. Halimbawa, ang pagtugtog ng piano, kapag hands-on, ay mas kanya itong natututunan kaysa sa puro lecture lamang ito na kanyang pinanunood. Ganon din yung pagtugtog ng ibang instrumento gaya ng flute o gitara. Ganon din sa pag-awit, Kapag inaawit o sinusubukan itong gawin, ay mas natututunan ito kaysa yung babasahin lamang yung mga teksto ng mga kanta. Okay? So, knowledge is acquired through social interaction and authentic tasks. So, example, internships, simulations, again, internship simulations or learning by doing. So, yun lamang po. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig. God bless.